Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Midlands Outdoors. Hey, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done it. And so today we're going to go ahead and get into how to break down the Springfield XDS 45 caliber. It would be the same for the 9mm. It's also going to be the same for the Springfield Mod 2 and the same for the Springfield Hellcat Pro. It probably is the same for other Springfield models, but I don't know the specifics on those, so we won't talk about them. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a breakdown, how to take it apart, disassemble it real fast. We're going to do a cleaning in the second portion, and then at the end of the video we'll put it all back together. But either way, I'm going to go through on how to take it apart, and then do a full cleaning and lubricating, and then the assembly, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, as you can see, this gun has already been cleared. Nothing in it. Let's go ahead and lock the slide back. And as you can see, here's your slide lock right there. And then right here, there's a little lever. And all you do is roll that up to the up position. Hopefully you can see that here. Now with the slide back, we're going to go ahead and drop it down. With that lever up, now pull the trigger. What that does is that releases this whole slide, and then you can just go ahead and push it right off. Now you've got your whole hand frame there. You've got your slide here. Then what you want to do, you can see the spring here. There's a little catch right there. Just push your spring forward a little bit, and that releases it. Pull it straight out. Put that over here. Now your barrel is here. Your barrel just pushes forward and pull it out. And that's it. Put that there. Now you've got your slide. Assembly. Make sure that you put your barrel in first. Put it through the hole on an angle. Drop it in. Pull it back. Your spring. There is, let's see if I can get it up on here. That's better. Whoop. Right here, there's a little shelf, a notch cut out. Go ahead and put your spring in there, and then just push that so it rests on the shelf. When you're putting it back together, you can see here it needs to be pushed all the way back. Lock your slide back, push that lever down so it's parallel, and you are back in action. Alright guys, getting into cleaning this gun, it is not hard at all. You need a brush so you can get into the nooks and crannies. Here's your barrel bristle brush. You want to have a lubricant and a cleaner and preservative. That's all this is, all in one. And it's a break-free CLP. And then some cotton barrel swabs. So on these barrel swabs, a lot of people don't pay attention, is one side is cotton, the other side is a fabric. You want to use the cotton side to clean the inside of your bore, and any place else inside the gun. Alright guys, a couple of key things I'd like to point out first is inside this slide here, you've got your workings, but any of these components on the inside here, this all loads up with gunpowder while you're at the range. So what I like to try and do is I'll brush a lot of that stuff out of there. I'll hit it with a little bit of the CLP. I'll work some more into it. Then I'm going to run some patches and clean through it. Make sure I get inside there. So for the barrel, I'm going to go ahead and run the bristle brush, the barrel brush, down through there a couple of times. Go all the way through. That way when you're pulling it back, your bristles aren't fighting the inside because they're going to get pushed one direction. Push it all the way through so that they're going the opposite direction when you pull it back. Like that. Then what I'll do, I like to do just a couple of little drops in there. Then I'll run that through again. And what that CLP does is it helps break down any kind of gunpowder residue that's built up inside the barrel. Loosen it up. Then I'll go ahead and I'll run a cotton swab down through here until it's clean. Alright, what I've got here is a nice short handled, T-handled unit, and it turns. It's got an open slot down here at the end, and what we're going to do is we're going to take one of them cotton patches and feed it through there, and we'll put a little bit of the CLP on there and then run it back and forth in the barrel. Then we'll take that piece off and we'll put a dry patch on, and we'll run that until it's pretty much clean. Then we'll run a third patch to make sure that the barrel is actually free of any kind of gunpowder. Alright, now that we have the cotton on there, we're just going to put some CLP on that. Remember to have the cotton side out. Sometimes when you put it through here, it kind of folds over on itself a little bit, but we're just going to run it through there. Pretty simple. You can see how dirty it is. Maybe I'll just do this a few more times and then just run a dry patch. See how it looks after that. Okay guys, now I just have a dry patch on. And I'm going to run that back and forth through there. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Not too bad. Actually looks pretty nice looking down through in the light. So that should be good. So now it's pretty clean. Then what I'll do for the rest of it is I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this down to get some of the residue off of this. And then I'll put a little bit of the CLP on here and rub it on here, which I'll show you in a few minutes. You don't want to overdo it with any kind of oil or lubricant. You'll need a little bit. Wipe off all the extra. On the slide, just run a little bit material in there. Now we're going to use the brush. Work it down in there real nice. We're just cleaning all the residue out of there. Because this has a fiber optic sight, I like to try and keep this away from that so it doesn't foul out the fiber optic portion and dull it down. So you want to collect as much light as you possibly can. So anything on the front here, I try and keep all that pretty much away. It's funny, on here I've got a little bit of copper from where a brass bounced off the wall and came back and hit the gun. And it doesn't seem to want to come off, but, you know, little things. Small things. So we want to push this down in there. And them grooves. There's grooves down in there. And get that all cleaned out real nice. Same thing on this side. Looks pretty good. And then right here, all that noise that you hear, that's a shot indicator showing that there is a live round in the barrel when it is chambered. If it's an empty gun, that would be laying flat. Alright guys, here we are. Here's your slide rails. Down here is just the lower portion of the body. And all your workings. There's a spring in here. And I just like to take a little bit of my cleaner and lube actually, and just hit these working parts. Then same thing. Just going to run this old one down through everything in here. Kind of get all the build up residue off of here. You want everything to work smooth. And you can push that down out of the way. Just remember, put it back up. That way when you reassemble the gun, you don't have to worry about it. Alright, I think that's pretty dirty. Let's go ahead and pull this one off of there. See, this is the fabric side. You can tell the difference on the cotton side. It's a lot softer. We're going to wipe all that off and get that cleaned up. Get all that extra out of there. You don't need it. A clean gun means you only need a little bit of lubrication. You don't want it seeping out from the slide, getting on your frame. And that's just, some people overdo it because they don't know. Alright, it looks really good. Alright, wipe all the extra off of everything here. I like using the towel, that way I can keep all the extra off my fingers as well while I'm trying to do this. If you want to actually see a comparison video between the Springfield Hellcat Pro, which is chambered in 9mm on the video, my XDS chambered in 45, and the Springfield Mod 2, I'll put the video up so you can check it out and compare the three together and kind of go from there. hopefully some of this information is useful for you, help you decide on what you want to get. Or if you just got this, then hopefully this helps you on the breakdown and cleanup of your firearm. Alright guys, we're going to start assembling. So when you're lubricating this gun, really, you only need a couple of drops, and trust me, it's going to go a long way. I put one and one, not even. I'll put one in there. All you want to do is just lube it up real nice. Like one drip, each one of these points. Then you're going to take one of your clean cloths. Just wipe off the extra. It just needs to be lubed. Trust me, it'll stay there. Same thing, just wipe off a little bit of the extra. That one's all set, in my opinion. Then you're going to have inside this rail all the way. Same thing inside this rail, comes all the way up. You don't need much. One drip, one drip, one drip, one drip. Work it in with your finger. Trust me, that's going to go a long way. Now just wipe off all the extra, because it is definitely lubed up. You don't want this crap just seeping out your gun. You get on your clothes if you're going to carry every day, and it just looks terrible, to be honest with you. Okay, this one's ready to go. Put one down in there. And just run it on there. And just wipe off the extra. That's it. Okay, this is ready to go. So, with the barrel, when it goes in, it's going to be right here. So it's going to be having some kind of movement. So what we want to do, just take a little bit. You can see where the wear marks are. That's it. Just a little drop. That's it. This is actually exposed. You don't need oil there, don't need oil there. But this side, I like to put a little bit. Wipe that off. Wipe the top off. Now we have some on the barrel. That's it. That's all you need. Okay, now that we've got everything all lubed up, let's put everything back together and finish this up. Alright guys, so we are ready to put this back together. So first thing we're going to do is grab the slide, grab your spring, nope, grab your barrel, place it down inside, pull it back in place, and it'll lock in place right there. Then as I mentioned, there's a little groove there. Put your spring inside the lower hole there. Compress your spring. Get it locked on that ledge. You're good to go. just going to go ahead and slide the slide back on the frame of the gun. Pull it all the way back. Lock your slide right here. Drop your little lever. Drop your slide. Make sure this is pressed at the same time you're pulling the trigger. Now I'll just go ahead and give the gun a final wipe down and put it in my holster. And it's ready to go. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if this video was helpful, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, please. I'm going to bring more videos like this, not necessarily for this gun, but I have others. Maybe on this one, the fiber optic sight that we do have on here. This is from the factory, and it's red. I think I want to try and put the green one on, and I'll post a video on how to change out that front sight. Thanks guys for watching Medlin's Outdoors. Leave me a comment.